Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope you are all having a wonderful Monday, start of January, first fresh week, and first full week of 2021. I hope everyone is doing well, had a wonderful holiday season with family, and I hope everyone got a chance to get outside and enjoy some play, others, and downtime over the break. And I hope you're feeling rested and relaxed and ready to take 2021 by storm. And my name is Elyse, and I am from Dolphin Kids Future Ready Leaders Programs. And I'm very excited to be here again with you today for another segment of Smart, Happy, Strong Kids. And during this segment today, we're going to be talking about goal setting and what it does to your brain, how it helps us achieve our goals and try new things. And we're also going to get a chance to practice a goal setting activity today as well. So if you haven't had a chance to do any 2021 goal setting, today is your day. We are going to be practicing setting a goal, a specific goal that you have for yourself that you'd like to try to achieve in 2021. But first things first, if you haven't been here before, if this is your first time checking out the Smart, Happy, Strong Kids segment on Stigma-Free Society's Facebook Live page, or maybe you're watching this on YouTube. At this Facebook Live event, I am representing Stigma-Free Society. And the Stigma-Free Society is a Canadian registered charity that aims to reduce stigma of all kinds with a focus on mental health. They promote mental wellness education for youth while providing resources for educators, school counselors, and parents and guardians. The Society's goal is to create awareness of the various stigmas that exist in the world, develop an understanding of challenges that numerous people face, and encourage people to foster acceptance of themselves and others. So if you want to learn more about the Stigma-Free Society, I really encourage you to do so, and you can do so on their website at stigmafreesociety.com. They have tons of resources and tools and lessons. So if you're a teacher or a parent, I encourage you to check them out. They are awesome and they're ready to use. So they have tons of resources and lessons for you that really look at mental health and how you can discuss stigma with your children and with your students, and some strategies and tools that they can use to help just start the discussion either at home or at school. So thanks so much for joining. And what we love to do here with S.M.A.R.T, Happy, Strong Kids is start with a little bit of downtime. And what downtime really does, it really helps you activate your brain and puts you into receptive learning mode. So what we're going to be doing for downtime today is we're going to do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of chair yoga, and we're also going to be doing a little visualization activity, which really connects well to our goal setting activity that we're going to be doing a little bit later on. Some of the things that you're going to need for this lesson today are paper, and you'll also need a writing utensil. I have markers here with me, but if you have a pencil, pen, whatever it may be, please have that close by. We will be using that a little bit later on. So you can now get comfortable. So if you're sitting in a chair, what you can do is get nice and comfy. If you're sitting on the ground like me, you can sit nice and tall, your back really straight. And if you are sitting in a chair, I encourage you to get your feet touching the floor so you're getting grounded onto the floor and you're sitting nice and comfy and tall in your chairs. And parents, if you're watching along, I encourage you to do this as well. So the first thing that we're going to do just to get a little bit of downtime, activate our bodies and minds, is just we're going to stretch our left ear down to our left shoulder very gently. So we're going to bring our left ear down to our left shoulder, kind of giving that right side of your neck a good stretch. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. We're going to do the same thing. Bring your right ear down to your right shoulder. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. So we might have been sitting a lot today. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to give a good stretch to our shoulders and our arms. So you can bring your right hand across your body and give it a good stretch. Awesome job. And then we're going to kind of bring our left arm again across our body and do the same thing on the opposite side. Great job. Okay, now we're going to bring our right arm above our head and we're going to pull our elbow. So we're kind of giving this part of our arm a really nice stretch. You can take some deep breaths in and out as you do this. Okay, and then we're going to switch to the left arm. And stretch around. Awesome. Next thing we're going to do is just kind of sway left and right, back and forth, really gently. You don't want to do it too hard to hurt any muscles or your back at all, but just sway nice from side to side. Start to move your body a little bit. Wonderful. If you're sitting in a chair, you can stretch out your leg and just wiggle your ankle, your right ankle, forwards and backwards in a circular motion. Awesome, and then we're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Just circular motion, moving around your ankle, trying to move different parts of your body to get your mind a little bit more activated and ready to go. All right, wonderful. So kind of again, sit nice and tall if you're sitting in a chair, or if you're sitting on the ground like me. Again, you can sit nice and crisscross. And the next thing we're going to do for downtime is we're going to do a little bit of visualization. So what I would love for you to do is just take a moment to close your eyes. Sometimes I like to put my hands on my belly so I can feel my deep belly breaths. So you can put your hands on your belly if you'd like. And we're just going to start by taking a big deep breath in through our nose and a slow exhale through our mouth. Awesome. And we're all going to get a chance to close our eyes. And while your eyes are closed, I would love for you to make a picture in your mind, a mental image. We're going to be visualizing one thing you feel really proud of. What is one thing you've done recently that has made you feel really proud of yourself? So maybe this winter you accomplished a goal or a task that you didn't think you were going to be able to achieve. Maybe it was just getting up and ready to go to school today. One thing you feel really proud of. And you can take another deep breath in through your nose and a slow exhale through your mouth. And you can open your eyes. Wonderful job. So that visualization, creating that mental image in your mind and thinking about one thing you're proud of, just signaled to so many different areas in your brain and lit up so many different areas in your brain because it's really helping you in thinking about your strengths. And when we visualize and think about our strengths, we're better able to plan, to try to do different things that will help increase those strengths or increase those things that we're proud of. And it also sends feelings of serotonin to our brain, which can make us feel happy. So great job just doing a little bit of visualization. That's a really important tool that you can practice anytime, any day. So now that we've had a little bit of nice stretching and downtime, we're going to move on to our emotions check-in. One thing I love to do with you just ever at the end of your Monday, just to kind of check in with yourself and think about how are you feeling. How are you feeling today? How did your Monday go? Maybe you got back to school today, or for parents who are back at work after the holiday. Sometimes that can be hard. That can be hard to get back to work and back to school after a nice long break with family and friends. So one thing I would love for you to do is just take a moment. You can take another deep breath in through your nose and a slow exhale through your mouth. And you can ask yourself, how am I feeling today? And if you have a piece of paper nearby, I would love for you to draw a circle on one side and a line on the other side. So if you've joined me before, this is kind of how I normally love to start the sessions, is just to kind of get a chance to check in with yourself and really think about how you're feeling today. And you can draw a circle on one side and a line on the other side of your paper. Wonderful. So once you have your circle on your paper, in that circle, I want you to draw a face. You're going to be drawing your emotion. You're going to show us how you are feeling. So again, if you've seen any of my pictures through any of these Facebook Live events, they are not the best. So don't feel that you have to be a really great drawer to draw your emotion in this circle. It could be a quick draw, but just really give yourself a chance to express how you're feeling today. And then on the line, what I would love for you to do is name your emotion. Because remember, if you can name your emotion, you can tame your emotion. So if you're not feeling the best today, that's okay. But it's a great thing to recognize, because if you do recognize it, you do name how you're feeling, your brain and your body are better able to understand that emotion and find ways to overcome maybe negative emotions or kind of sad feelings or upset feelings at all. So once you have your circle and your line drawn, let's draw how we're feeling. So in that circle, I would love for you to take a moment and draw your emotion. I already know, normally I have to think, but I already know how I'm feeling a little bit today. As you're drawing your emotion too, it's always great to think, why am I feeling this way? And what are maybe some ways I can continue to feel this way, especially if you're feeling really excited, elated, happy? And maybe what are some ways I can overcome this emotion if you're feeling a little bit upset, confused, nervous, or anxious? So thinking about some positive strategies for you would be a really great thing to do as you're thinking about your emotion. Okay, I'll give everyone 5 more seconds to draw and write down how you're feeling. And I will share. I wonder if anyone else is feeling this way. But today I'm feeling quite sleepy. And I think maybe because I have to get back into my bedtime routine before the holidays. So starting to go to bed a little bit earlier than maybe I did last night. So that is one emotion I am feeling today. So you can even hold your drawings up. You could show your parent next to you if you'd like. You can even hang it on the fridge if you are looking for a reminder on how you're feeling and your emotions and your moods for today. And maybe if you are feeling sad or upset now, maybe at the end of Smart, Happy, Strong Kids, and after you do a little bit of goal setting and really get a chance to do some self-reflection, you might even see your mood and emotions change a little bit. So awesome job. Thanks to you for doing an emotion check-in with me. And I hope everyone is feeling great. And if you're not feeling great, that's okay too. So one thing that we're going to be focusing on for today's session is we're going to be talking about goal setting. It is a new year, a new week, and normally what people love to do during a new year is set some goals or set some positive intentions for themselves, some things that you want to try to accomplish this year, this week, this month. So really thinking about not only your strengths, so things that you're good at, but also maybe a little bit of your weaknesses or your stretches, things that you can continue to build on. Is a really kind of great way to start. So thinking about some things that you're strong at, some things that you're passionate about, maybe some hobbies or interests you want to continue to develop and build in your everyday life, and maybe some skills that you want to continue to develop and build and make even stronger. So goal setting is actually a really important skill. What it does to your brain, it helps you again visualize. So just like we did in our downtime a couple minutes ago, it really helps your brain visualize and make a plan for you to accomplish something or a task that you want to achieve. So the really great thing about visualization and goal setting is that your mind and your brain is kind of like a muscle. So it is one of the most amazing organs your body has, but think about it as a muscle. So think about it as when you're going to the gym and you want to build those muscles, you got to continue to practice. And visualization is a way for you to plan how you're going to practice to build your skills. And it really helps your brain plan on how you're going to achieve your goals and achieve your tasks as well. So when you're visualizing something or you're setting goals, you're really prompting your mind and your body to do that action. So even when we visualize ourselves raising our right hand, okay, so if I was even to just visualize myself raising my right hand, your brain is actually signaling for me to do the action. So it's almost the same thing as me just raising my right hand. So when we visualize and we set goals, we're really prompting our brain and our body to actually achieve and do that task. Now, the thing with goal setting is that sometimes we don't always achieve our goals. We set these really, really great goals, and sometimes we set these really, really large goals for ourselves, and we don't achieve them. And I want you to take a guess. You can even shout it out at home right now, or you can say it in your head. But how do you think when we don't achieve our goals, that can make us feel? Give you a couple seconds just to answer, shout it out at home if you're watching right now. It can make us feel upset, for sure, or it can make us feel a little bit frustrated, or it can make us feel that we didn't really, set really strong goals for ourselves, or we can't achieve these goals, we're bad at it, we failed, we made a mistake. But the great thing about our brains is that when we fail and when we make mistakes, we don't achieve our goals the first time, the second time, maybe even the third time. That helps us learn, and that helps your brain grow. And it really helps us understand the different ways that we can actually achieve our goals. Maybe option A and B and C didn't work. So now what are you going to do for option D? What are some ways that you can actually achieve your goals? And what are some ways that you can make sure that you're trying new strategies and new tips? So that is one really important thing to keep in mind. When we're setting goals today, if you don't achieve the goal that you set this month or next month, that's okay. But the fact that you're still setting goals, you're thinking about things that you want to achieve, and you're visualizing your desires and the tasks that you want to obtain, that is a really important skill to keep practicing. So even the goals you may set with me today, or you may set with mom or dad later, it's okay if you fail, it's okay if you make a mistake. Always remember, failure and mistakes helps you grow and helps your brain grow. Might not feel great when we fail or we make a mistake, but those are ways that we're growing and when we're changing. So it's okay. So one of the things that we're going to be practicing today is SMART goals. Now, when I was a student, I would set very big goals for myself. Things that almost my parents and my teachers would sometimes say, okay, Elyse, sure, you can try to achieve that goal. It might not be very attainable for you to achieve that this year. And one thing as I was setting goals and I understood, okay, I need to make my goals a little bit more specific, or I need to make my goals a little bit more measurable, things that I can actually obtain and start to work towards through small steps. And there's actually an acronym for this. It's called SMART goals. So not that you have to be smart academically or anything, but SMART goals actually stands for something. And this is a really great way that you can remember how to set strong goals for yourself and really come up with a plan on how you can achieve these goals. So if you want to just take a look at this acronym, you can take a guess at what you think the S stands for. You can shout it out at home, but it stands for specific. And that is one thing that when I was setting goals, even sometimes now as an adult setting goals, I have a hard time making my goals specific. But making our goals specific is really important. The more specific your goals are, the more you'll be able to actually create a plan on how to achieve that goal. So one thing we're going to be practicing today is making your goal specific. Okay? So very specific to what you actually want to achieve. The next part of the SMART goal acronym is measurable. So how are you going to measure it? What are some ways that you're going to be able to know that you're achieving this goal? And we'll do a couple examples together. Okay, the A in the SMART goal acronym. Is it achievable? Is it something you will actually be able to achieve? Is it obtainable? So me saying I want to go to the moon in February might not be the most specific, measurable, or attainable goal for me to pursue, especially next month. So think about is your goal achievable? Is this something that you can achieve? The next part of the SMART goal acronym is realistic and relevant. There's two different ways that you can see this R in the SMART goal acronym. Is it realistic? Is it something that you will be able to achieve? And also, is it relevant to you? Is it something you're passionate about? Is it something that you're interested in? Is this a skill that you want to continue to develop? So making sure that your goal is something that you actually want to do. That is a really important part of setting a SMART goal. And the last one, timely. So when do you want to achieve this goal? Setting a timeline and making sure your goal is a bit time bound is a really great strategy because it helps you kind of make sure that you're on track, that you're trying to achieve the plan that you've set in place. So making sure that your goals have all of these different aspects is a really important strategy that can help you actually achieve your goal and help you can make goals that you feel are actually achievable and attainable because they can actually help you set a really strong plan for yourself. So today we're going to be following this SMART goal acronym. What I would love everyone to do is we're going to get a chance to split a piece of paper into 5 sections. So what I did is I just took a piece of paper and I folded it into 4 boxes. Then I unfolded it. And then I also drew a box in the middle as well. So I'm just going to give everyone a chance just to kind of take a look at this piece of paper. And you can see I labeled all of the different sections, and we'll be doing this together as well as we set our goal. So just give you a chance to split your page into 5 different boxes. And then we'll start with specific, the first part of the SMART goal acronym. And sometimes when I'm working with different boxes and I want to focus on one thing, I'm just going to fold my paper again so I can really just focus on that one box at a time. Okay, so specific, we're going to start with this section of setting a goal. So creating a goal that is specific. So my example, one goal that I want to really set this year is I want to develop my understanding around social emotional learning and brain science through reading. So I really want to read more this year. So my specific part of that goal is not only reading, would be kind of the action and what I want to do, but really kind of reading more about the brain and reading more about social emotional learning. Those are 2 things I really want to develop my understanding of. So one thing I'm going to write down in my specific box is read more. And the next thing I'm going to write down is SEL for social emotional and brain. So those are kind of 3 specific things I want to really focus on. So your specific thing could be, I want to achieve a higher grade in mathematics this term. So maybe that's specific to you. You want to get a better grade in math this term. So before the end of this term. Another specific goal could be you want to score 5 goals in soccer this year. So something really specific. Naming the sport, naming what you want to do, and adding that to your specific box. So once you really think of the goal you want to achieve, the next thing we're going to be is looking at is measurable. So how are we going to know we're achieving this goal? How are we going to be able to measure it? What are some things that we will know that we're getting closer to reading more and understanding a little bit more about our goal that we've set in place? So for me, reading. How can I know that I'm reading as much as I want? Well, one thing I'm going to set for myself as measurable is that I want to read 1 to 2 books a month. So that is how I'm going to measure it. So I want to be able to read 1 to 2 books a month. Right now I'm like every other month. Sometimes I find I put a really good book and I start reading it and I put it down and I forget about it for a couple weeks. But my goal to read more and to make sure I'm learning more in my field, in my career, is I really want to make sure I'm reading 1 to 2 books a month. So I'll actually even put that down, a month, to make it even more specific. So how are you going to be able to measure your goal? What is one thing that you will know that you're achieving this goal, or how can you kind of pace that goal out? So maybe again, if it's getting a higher grade in a certain subject, maybe you'll try to increase your grade by 5% by the end of February. Or maybe if you're trying to build your skills in a certain sport, maybe you can look at the different ways that you'd be able to measure how you would be able to build that skill in that sport. Wonderful. And again, I'm just doing point forms. So again, too, yours doesn't have to be perfect sentences. We're just brainstorming, writing down some ideas for specific and measurable. Okay, the next part of a SMART goal. Is it achievable? Well, I already mentioned for my goal, reading more. I think it's achievable because I do enjoy reading and I do enjoy learning. So, and I do have lots of books here that I haven't read yet. So when you're thinking about achievable, some things you can think about is, do you have the materials? Are you already playing the sport or doing the assignments or the subjects that you're trying to build your skills in? Do you have the passion, or is it something that you're interested in? And do you have the time for it? Is it something that you're going to be able to kind of build on and practice every day or every week? So for reading, for me, I feel it's achievable because I do it already. And another reason why I think it's achievable is I enjoy it. I enjoy reading new things, and it's one thing I really kind of want to continue to learn about is those subjects I mentioned in my specific part of my goal. So thinking about, is it achievable for you? Is it something you actually follow through with? Okay, the last 2 sections. So realistic. Is it realistic to you, or is it relevant to you? So I think because for my goal, I enjoy reading and I have been doing it on a regular basis. I think it is a realistic goal for me, reading 1 to 2 books a month. So you can even in your section write yes because, and give a reason. Why do you think it's realistic to you? What are some things that make it relevant to you? I enjoy reading. I'm a teacher. I enjoy learning about different things about the brain and social emotional learning. So I feel it's realistic and relevant to me because I feel like it would not only help me, but I would also be interested to learn a little bit more about those subject areas. So why would your goal be realistic to you? For soccer and trying to score more or pass more in your game, why would that be realistic to you or relevant to you? Same thing with building your skills or your grades in different subjects or whatever your goal may be. Okay, and the last one, timely. So time bound. How are you going to ensure that you are achieving your goal? Give yourself a little bit of a time limit here on when you want to make sure you see some progress with your goal. So maybe if your soccer season goes until the end of March, you know that, okay, I need to finish my goal by the end of March. Or maybe if you know that your next report card is coming out at the end of, I don't know when the report cards come out, but end of February maybe, you can make sure that that's your timeline. You know that you want to try to increase your goal, increase your grade by that. So for me, mine is I want to make sure I have 4 books read by the end of February. So give yourself a little bit of a goal. Awesome. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic or relevant to you, and timely. Those are some ways you can ensure that your goals are, you're setting really good SMART goals for yourself, things that you're going to make sure that you're going to want to achieve. And it gives you a nice plan for yourself on how you want to achieve these goals. So as you're filling in your boxes, I'm happy to answer any questions in the chat box if there is any before we end off. And if you did do this activity with me and you did share and create some goals for yourself, we would love to see it. So please feel free to tag us on Instagram, Stigma-Free Society or Dolphin Kids, and we would love to see what you create. Wonderful. Happy to take any questions if anyone has any questions at all. And we'll end off with our deep breathing and mantra. Okay, so I really encourage you to set some SMART goals this new year. Try it out. If you fail, remember that's okay. That's helping you grow, helping you learn. If you make mistakes, that's okay. That's helping you grow, helping you learn. So always remember the goals we set for ourselves and being able to visualize will help you achieve your goals in the long run. So I hope whatever goal you did set today, you do achieve it. So we're going to end off just by sitting. We're going to just do one rainbow breath together. So we're just going to take a big deep breath in through our nose. Awesome. And then we're going to exhale our hands on our head. And we're going to say, I'm smart. Bring your hands to your heart and say, I'm happy. And then show me your muscles and say, I'm strong. Awesome job today. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for Stigma-Free Society for having me. Big virtual high five to everyone. I hope you have a fantastic start to 2021. And I can't wait to see you again soon on January 18th. And I hope you'll join us again. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll see you soon. Take care.